On today's episode of Bet, Bath & Beyond, Andy and Ian talk about so much stuff. We've been gone. We enjoyed a holiday break. There were some issues with our YouTube.
We were gone 1 week.
We were gone 1 week. That's
not bad.
It's actually funny. That's the first week we've missed in, I want to say 2 years.
Since we've been doing the podcast. Yes. That was our...
At least since we've been doing the podcast.
That was our first week off since doing the podcast. 1 week for the holidays. And really, it wasn't even for the holidays. It was for this upload bug that you've been working on. So kudos to you for figuring it out and solving it while I do nothing, which is a great,
That's our MO.
Well, for the first year, it was mostly me doing everything. And now the pendulum has swung directly the other way where I'm not doing anything.
Now that's 2022. Are we going to swing it again? AB lost his mind. Aaron Rodgers is a jerk. We're going to hop into it.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. I am Ian Peacock.
And I am Andy Heidemann. And I hate sports betting.
No matter what you say, I'm betting 100 on it tonight.
I'm drinking, Andrew. Here's the thing.
Not alcohol.
No, it's dry January. Dry January for me. No alcohol. Not even a drop, Andrew. You almost had me. So you came to Chicago
with the mimosas
for brunch when you were in Chicago this past week. Okay, you came. It was a lovely trip for New Year's. Lovely trip. You brought Ashlyn. B3T sports analyst Alec was there. His wife was there. We went to the Field Museum.
Speaking of, really quick, I got to interrupt you because B3T sports analyst Alec sent me a picture the day that we got back from our trip, and it was People magazine, and they printed an exclusive interview with Betty White. No, about Betty White, and they're and the cover. I wish I had it in front of me because it was on Snapchat, so I don't have the exact cover. But they had to do a reprint because it was like wishing her a happy birthday and
So basically what you're telling me is that People's magazine jinxed Betty White turning 100 and killed her before she could actually turn 100.
Yeah, something like that. B3T sports analyst Alec, he did buy the magazine, so I could.
That's hilarious. That's actually a nice collector's item.
I know, and he just sent me another picture that says they did a reprint. And it's just a different cover.
But we actually found out about Betty White dying while we were in the Field Museum together. I remember that. We got notifications on our phone.
Looking for Sue.
Fuck, that was sad. And celebrities always come in threes. Come and go in threes. John Madden, Betty White. We're still looking for that third celebrity that's going to die soon.
Comedy also comes in threes.
That is also true. Someone died today.
Is that a coincidence?
A really famous, Peter Bogdanovich or something. It's a very famous. Shit. Now that I actually said his name, Peter Bogdanovich is his name. He's an American director, very famous. Although I'm not too familiar with his work. Last Picture Show and Paper Moon. He's a big deal. He died today, so he might be the third. And it is Hollywood, and he is famous. So let's just say he was the third, so no one else has to die. That checks the mark. The Reaper,
that's totally fair.
The Grim Reaper can check it off to his list, and then we'll wait for the next three.
I saw a TikTok the other day that was like God talking to an angel, and the angel was like, "Hey, that old lady that you wanted, she's at the gates." And he's like, okay. And he's like, it was kind of cruel though, God, like a couple days before her 100th birthday. He's like, the queen is 95. And the angel's like,
That's funny.
All right.
I'm drinking tea. So, you, like we always do, you interrupt me. We get off on a tangent, and then we never circle back. But I'm going to make sure we circle back.
Right.
I'm drinking green tea right now because I'm trying to get a 6-pack by March. That's in 2 months. So 2 months to get a 6-pack. I'm
got to do a cleanse.
Yes, but also green tea apparently will help cut down fat, right? Body fat, and so that'll help make it easier to get a 6-pack. I'm already skinny as it is.
On the day, you like the couple days leading up to it, you need to just not drink any water at all.
That's going to be impossible.
No,
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that?
No, I'm just telling you. I mean, that's how. You ever seen Baywatch?
Listen, Andrew. Athletes and professional bodybuilders and people, they have 6-packs and they need water. People need water to drink.
You Yeah, you need water to perform, but not to show. Having the low water count, low.
So what? My skin's supposed to be all
Yeah,
dry, and my pee's supposed to be all
it's not
yellow.
going to make you dry. It's gonna make it makes you vascular. That's what. Like, have you ever seen Baywatch? Answer the question, because that's
no, Andrew. I've never seen Baywatch.
Okay, I didn't think so. There's a scene like that. Zac Efron does, and they're like,
you mean the new Baywatch with Zac Efron? Yes. With The Rock.
Yeah,
yes, I've seen that. I thought you were talking about the old TV show with David Hasselhoff.
No. And in the scene where they're doing the jungle gym shit, like, and Zac Efron looked shredded, he didn't drink water for like a day and a half for that, because he wanted to look as like shredded and cut as possible,
stupid.
and it makes you more vascular.
That's fucking stupid. You need drinking a lot of water is actually
to perform.
Okay, you know, I'm so sorry I brought this up. I will not be not drinking water. I have to drink water every day. I drink a lot of water. My skin, it's for my skin, it's for my immune system. People should be drinking a lot of water. It's very good for your health. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna get a 6-pack in spite of drinking a lot of water. How about that, Andrew?
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Fuck
well,
it's
impossible to get a 6-pack without not drinking water for a day and a half.
No, I was.
Why
just
are you
trying
yelling
to
at
help
me,
you,
Andrew?
right?
Why are you yelling at me?
Okay.
Why do you hate me?
The shoe's on the other table. The shoe is on the other table.
Why do you hate me, Andrew?
Which is turn.
Speaking of 6-packs, let's talk about AB.
Yeah, okay, so that man's insane.
He's got a great 6-pack, by the way. It's when he took his shirt off and was running out of the stadium, out of the Jets stadium, MetLife Stadium, he looked fucking great. He has fucking
it's kind of funny.
Body.
This is like the first crazy thing that he's done, where you've got people going, maybe he might have been right.
He's not right at all. And I've looked at all his text messages and everything that he's released.
Yeah, I've seen.
I read it all today. It's absolutely ridiculous. The most ridiculous being, and I can't remember the guy's name, but it was Tom Brady's trainer his trainer, yeah. who Tom Brady, gave to AB to help work him out and stuff. And AB screenshotted a text conversation between him and this guy. I think his name's Alex Guerrero or something like that. AG, I think, are his initials.
Right, yeah.
And the guy was like, AB was like, hey, since we're not going to be working anymore, can I have, can you refund me part of the $100K that I paid you? And then the guy responded and was like, hey, AB, hey, really great working with you. You're a fantastic guy. You're a wonderful guy. Of course, just let me know where to send it and I'll wire you the funds, blah, blah, blah. And then he screenshots that conversation. I don't think he actually looked at the response that Alex, the bodybuilder or the trainer, gave him. And
bodybuilder?
Well, I mean, there's got to be some kind of bodybuilding. AB looks fantastic. So anyway, the trainer, Tom Brady's trainer, had a perfectly beautiful response. Honestly, made him look like the nicest. It was nice. Made him look like the nicest guy in the world. And AB screenshots it, puts it on his Instagram story with the caption, "Now you see what I'm dealing with. How can you be dealing with these people? You see what I'm dealing with? This is what I'm dealing with. People like this guy who treats me like a first-class citizen and calls me a wonderful person. This is how rough I have it. It's ridiculous."
It's weird because, I mean, obviously all the off-field shit, like if he would have ever been found guilty of anything like violent or not civil, right? Because that's everything that he's been accused of was civil. I mean, yeah, he did do a anger management course, but I mean, nothing was criminally.
No, he didn't kill somebody with their car.
Right. Or, like stab somebody in an elevator. I see what I did.
You mixed them. You actually combined them.
Well, I combined them, but
with
a
white suit. I wanted in Atlanta in a white clothes.
The idea was that it would be faster to do that, but really we've taken away time by bringing it back up. I wasn't subtle at all. It's funny though because he quit in the middle of a game.
No, he was cut. Andrew.
That's a huge deal.
Cut.
Like that. No, he wasn't cut until today.
I know. But his story. But, so if you read his novel, his Moby Dick of a statement, it was that he told Bruce Arians that his ankle was hurt and that he wasn't fully ready to play. By the way, none of these text messages remotely paint
it's like whatever.
None of the stuff that he's posted shows anyone in a bad light, including Bruce Arians, who's just like, hey, we need you ready. We're not resting for the playoffs. Like we need, blah, blah, blah. we're a competitive team, right? Especially exactly how you would expect a head coach of the Bucks to act, right? And AB's like, okay, like I'll be there for you, coach. I'll be there. And Bruce Arians is like, call me, like we'll figure it out. Well, apparently during the game, AB's saying that he came out of the game, and Bruce Arians said, you got to get back in there. And AB explained to him in a very calm and I'm sure logical manner that his ankle still hurt and he wasn't able to play. And Bruce Arians, being the terrible, malicious head coach that he is, apparently said, you're cut, and used the motion of the guillotine across the throat, said you're out or you're done, whatever. And that's when that triggered him and made him take off all his clothes and left the stadium. He left the stadium after that,
which I mean is totally like that is a stable person if I've ever seen one. Like that is, I've never
don't
seen
get it twisted.
More
he was cut right
ever.
then and there after Bruce Arians said you're done, you're out. And he honestly should be praised. And he even said, this is the funniest thing, and I've been a defender of AB for a very long time. I think he's one of the best wide receivers to ever play in the NFL. Okay?
Yeah, I
it actually sucks because I love watching him play. He's like, hey, I'm the victim. Everyone around me sucks, and I can't wait to play next year on a team that actually will treat me right. No one's going to pick you up, dude.
Wow.
No one's picking him up.
Dude, they're not going to pick him up, obviously, for this season. He's done for the year. But if he continues to work out, if he has another, I'm quiet in the offseason, he's fine. And he's going to be like, I'm serious, that's the NFL, dude. He's going to be like, I went to management classes, I saw a psychologist, and they're going to say, oh, yeah? And he's going to be like, who is a contender? And they'll be like, we're contenders. He's going to be like, can you pay me some money? And they're going to do it, and he's going to play for a year and a half, and he's going to lose his mind. And every year he's going to decline in productivity, and eventually he's just going to be a pair of shoes. But that's fine.
Well, a pair of frozen feet is what he's going to be. He's going to be a pair of frozen feet.
The man froze his feet.
Being real, though, I do not think anyone is rolling the dice and taking a chance on AB anymore. I think that this was his second chance, mostly spearheaded by Tom Brady, because Tom Brady wanted him in his short stint in New England. They got to know each other. He was living with Tom Brady in his guest house. Tom Brady really vouched for him, and obviously Tom Brady's word is going to go a long way in the NFL. I think that's the only reason why AB got as many chances, including this recent chance that he got. Now that that's done, I genuinely don't think that there is a single team in the NFL that is going to want him, which is a shame. It's a shame.
I thought that exact same thing, because I was like, just the idea that he quit in the middle of a game, like that's because teammates see that too. Teammates could be like, off the field, whatever, but he always gave 110%, and they're like, you guys handle the money shit, we'll just play football. Teammates see you quit in the middle of a game, they're kind of like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that ever. Like, why would I want to put myself in a position where we're depending on you? So I mean, that'll play a big factor.
I just think it's also that he's just delusional. And he thinks that he's the
okay, but we knew that though,
right? But how do you reason with someone who's delusional? Even if he takes anger management classes, even if he promises that he's better, he comes back and all of a sudden you say, "Hey, good morning, AB," and then you might trigger him and he might fucking leave the facility and then do a fucking rant about you on Instagram about how you're a terrible person.
Dude, he screenshots text and he remember when he recorded John Gruden's voice for a voicemail? It's just, what the fuck, dude? He's constantly paranoid, right? That's a sign of that.
I'm sure that there's look, I'm not going to diagnose him. I'm not going to be one of the I'm going to be one of those Twitter doctors that is saying he's bipolar or schizophrenic or CTE or any of that stuff. If I had to bet money on it, I'm sure it's one of those things. It's some sort of brain condition because his actions are not normal. However, I don't know how you bring someone back into an organization who has those issues. I think that he should step away from the game for good and focus on himself and his health.
Speaking of interesting players, do you hear the information coming out about the MVP voters and Aaron Rodgers?
Okay, so I heard something this morning that there is a certain voter who's nameless, probably Peter King, but who's anonymous and has already come out and said that they are not going to vote for Aaron Rodgers as MVP because he's just not. I don't like him. Basically, is the statement. I don't like him as a person.
He's a jerk.
I don't like him as a person.
Yeah, that was.
And so I will not be voting for him. Basically, the Cooperstown method, which is basically baseball's version of the MVP. So if to get into Cooperstown, which is the Baseball Hall of Fame, which is the most competitive to get into of all the sports, it's very clubby like this. And you have a bunch of baseball writers that if you don't like someone like Pete Rose or whoever else who maybe had off the field issues, or maybe you just ran into them and didn't strike it off well, it's going to hurt you getting into the Hall of Fame. It's going to hurt you getting into Cooperstown. It seems like it's that kind of mentality here with the NFL, which is, I don't know how to really explain it, but it's fucking stupid. People need to stop being such babies. Stupid.
Well, dude, and it's like, it's about the sport.
Yes.
I mean, we have the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Come out and say you're not going to vote for Aaron Rodgers for that. That makes sense. Do whatever you want to do.
He does do a lot for the community and charity.
I don't give a fuck. What I'm saying, it's called MVP, not dude whose dick I want to suck, right? So like, I don't understand why in the world this dude's like, I just don't like him.
Do we know who it is? It's anonymous, right? Some anonymous person.
It is. I think it's anonymous. It's Peter King. By the way, and I wanted to transition from this into another, just not a debate, but a question I had for you, because I had this conversation a day or two ago. When you talk about the NBA and you talk about basketball and you say LeBron James is the greatest, people lose their mind. People freak out, and everyone says it is undisputedly Michael Jordan, right? Like that's like 95% of the time you get
no,
that, right? A lot. Like how many? What percentage of
I think it's generational. I think it's generational. I think that typically in the beginning of LeBron's career, especially when he couldn't win an NBA title, and then he, lost in the NBA titles twice or three times before finally getting one. And what is he? 6 for 9? Or no, he's 4 for 9.
No, he's 4 for
8, 4 for 9, something like that. Anyway,
he has
Jordan's
4 rings.
6-0, right? Like he's won every single time that he's been there and stuff like that. I think it's definitely a generational thing. I think as more people, younger people, are watching LeBron in person, watching him play games, watching him win titles, that's why The Last Dance was so important for Michael Jordan's legacy, because he needs to kind of educate these new fans of the NBA how special he was, right?
So I see what you're doing here. You were going on it could be anyone's game, but where do you lean? We know where you lean. Let's refresh.
I am a firm believer that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, and I think LeBron is a close second. I do. Okay. But here's the thing. I've always said that. I've said Michael Jordan's the GOAT. LeBron is
I'm
second. I'm
glad that you're saying
but
that, though.
I'm being realistic that I understand as LeBron will probably overshadow Michael Jordan because the NBA is having more fans follow them now more than ever. Social media plays a huge part in all this and in getting brands out there. LeBron is a billionaire. So is Michael Jordan. But I think that time will be better to LeBron than Michael Jordan.
Sure. The thing that I wanted
why
to
do you bring this up?
was
we're talking about football, and now you're making me talk about stupid
right,
NBA.
Well,
why are you bringing this up?
No, because that's where I'm going with this. So I always think it's interesting how, like, when you look at Tom Brady as he is the greatest football player,
because there's no one close, right? That has.
There's no one close, but you get way more people in the NFL going, oh, like so and so is better than Tom Brady.
No one says
that. They do. People say Aaron. No, I know, but there are legitimate people. There are talking heads. I know, but that's part of it. You don't get talking heads as many nearly saying that LeBron is better than Jordan because they're all older people, like you had mentioned. A lot of them are like, Jordan's the greatest and LeBron is great and he's going to be on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. But you get even the guys who are like, you get a lot of people up at the booth saying like, Aaron Rodgers is incredible and he's better than Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's had a better team around him. Like that is a thing that is said by there's just a lot of QBs.
I don't believe that.
Drew Brees,
I don't
Peyton
believe that at
Manning.
all.
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
No, I
say
think.
that.
Hold
And
on. I think you're I think you're confused because I've never, at least recently, I haven't heard this conversation. I've never heard someone like Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, someone who's actually respected for their opinion, say that Aaron Rodgers is greater than Tom Brady. They might say, now hold on.
It's funny that
they might say that he's more athletic. They might say he is better than Tom Brady right now, right? Like he's better because he won MVP last year. He'll probably win MVP this year. But Tom Brady as a quarterback, being as clutch as he is, and yes, QB wins, I count as a stat, winning as much as he does, there's no one out there that actually thinks Tom Brady isn't the greatest of all time to play quarterback.
I mean, I'm hoping that is the case. I really do hope that that's the case because the other day, it's been a while since we've looked at this, but Tom Brady has more rings, I think, than any other franchise in the NFL. Like before, he had more than most. Now, I mean, like he has 7 rings. Pittsburgh has 6. Patriots have 6. The 6 the Patriots have are from Tom Brady wins, right?
But so, I understand, but I do understand and it's a very minute difference, it can go either way, but saying that Aaron Rodgers is more athletic or he's better with the football, Aaron Rodgers can do these things that I can't see any other quarterback doing, but at the end of the day, to be the greatest of all time, you need wins. And that's just a fact. And Tom Brady has more wins than anyone, including rings in the Super Bowl. So he gets to stand on top Mount Olympus.
All right, one more thing before we start hashing out our bet that we had like however many fucking weeks ago. You still think Stafford's overrated?
I do. Did you watch the game against the Ravens? I mean, yes, they did win, but as people have pointed out, he had 3 turnovers, 2 really bad turnovers, 2 bad interceptions, bad fumble, and the only reason why my Ravens lost to the Rams is because we are playing UPS employees as players.
You're calling for packages and they get there and you're like, open that up. They open it and it's a jersey.
Yeah, put that on. I mean, we are down to, Tyler Huntley played as a backup. Our offense was
sure.
He's a great backup. He's a great backup, but obviously our team has been decimated by injuries, and Chuck Clark was our savior on defense, and even that wasn't enough. Our team, look, I know there's like a 5% chance that we make the playoffs. We beat the Steelers, and the Colts have to lose to the Jags, and I think the Dolphins have to lose. I'm okay. I'm totally content with just packing it up, and I'll see you next year.
When you have a season like that and with injuries, you kind of
exactly
have to, right?
Like, what do I want? Do I want us to somehow limp our way into the playoffs just to get fucking smoked by the Bills? I don't want that. I don't want Lamar, who's been had a fractured ankle or a high sprained ankle or a low sprained ankle. He's hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
His ankle's hurt. I don't want him to come back for the playoffs and then fuck it up. And then he has to, I guess it is the off season at that point. So you know what? Never mind. You know what? Never mind.
Fuck it.
We're
Fuck
going
it
to
up.
the playoffs. I want to go to the playoffs. Everything I just said.
We're going
everything
to the playoffs.
I just said, I take back. I would love for the Ravens to make the playoffs. I'm just coping with there's a 5% chance because what are the odds that the Jags beat the Colts this week? And that has to happen.
You want to know the actual odds?
No,
Andrew,
I don't know the odds. I don't care about the odds because I know what has to happen. So in my head, I have my own odds.
But I'm gonna help you out.
I have
here.
my own odds.
Oh my god, the spread for that, the Colts are 15.5-point favorites.
I'll take the Jags to cover.
We'll get there.
But just let you know,
to
get again, we went on a tangent. Love it. Love going on. We should actually name this the Tangent Podcast. Someone's probably already taken.
You want to change our name? We love our name.
Listen, Matthew Stafford is overrated, and he's overrated, and he's not going to win 2 playoff games, and we have a bet on that. He has to win 2 playoff games because they don't have the first round bye, so they have to win 2 playoff games.
Yep. But I'm hopefully going to win my other bet because I had a bet with B3T Sports Alec.
Analyst.
And B3T Sports Analyst Alec. I'm sorry, I had a stroke. And our bet was I had the Rams winning the division If they won the division, he'd get me a Stafford jersey. If the 49ers won the division, I'd have to get him a Trey Lance jersey. If neither of them won, it'd be a wash.
Okay,
We'd
so
push.
you get a nice little jersey.
I'm going to be getting a Stafford jersey, which
You going blueberry? You got to go blueberry.
I was wondering, actually. I do like the white with like the. I also like the color rush, the all yellow. Like
I hate this conversation. I'm not going to help you pick out a fucking Stafford jersey. Just get a blueberry number 9 and let's fucking move on. God damn it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the now the final thing we have to do is hash out our bet. We need
to hash out our 2 bets.
Where
Stafford has to win 2.
Oh, did we? The deciding on that was. I thought that was a jersey.
I thought it was $100. But do we have this in writing somewhere?
Fuck. We don't have it in writing, but we do. The thing that sucks is we have it in recording, so I could try to fucking find it. That's gonna
be so hard. Let's how about this? If we both agree to nullify whatever we said, because the bet's still intact, right? The bet's still intact.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still in on it. It's just a matter. I mean, it sucks because I mean I'm still fairly confident that they could do well in the playoffs.
But the bet was 2.
I'm sure
they had to win 2. And then that's why you were like, well, what if they win a first round bye? All they have to do is, I was like, fine, but they don't even have a first round bye.
Because it was if they make it, he had to make it further than he'd ever
exactly.
made it.
And he's only played once.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I lost.
So I mean, yeah, they did. He did. That's why I was saying like a first round bye gets him past further than he's ever gotten. But you're like, no, he has to win.
No, but he has to win 2 games. That's the whole point. He has to win 2 games, not just 1 game. He has to win 2 games.
See, that's where we start to differ, and that's why I'm like we needed to find it because I'm like
fine. I'll go find it. I will put the research on my back.
There is no way. Find it. I'm right now. I believe that you believe that, but there is no way that you're going to do that.
God damn it. Okay. So,
but let's
table that one.
Well, I mean, we'll have
to table it.
Okay,
we'll have to table it off air. We'll have to table it off air.
We'll come back to it.
Let's talk about the Colts.
The other one. The Colts one, a bet was never actually made. It was just suggested. However, the final bet that was on the table at the time, before we just stopped talking about it before anything was decided, it was, I said, if the Colts make the playoffs and win their first playoff game, I get a Jonathan Taylor jersey.
Okay.
And then if they made it and lost or just didn't make it at all, like they missed the playoffs, I would do a shotgun. That was the final proposed bet because the odds at the time were the Colts had a really tough schedule left. They didn't have an amazing record. And obviously missing the playoffs is way easier than making the playoffs and winning a playoff.
So now that we're finalizing the bet, they have to beat the Jags, which is extremely likely with that 15 and a half spread.
I mean, I'm almost certain they're going to make
and
the
I'm
playoffs.
Almost certain they're going to lose their first game of the playoffs like they always do. So do we just? Do we just say?
I'm actually.
Who would they play? I guess
that's what I for both of our sakes. Let me find out. NFL.
The AFC
playoff.
is such a toss up these days. I mean, it still is a toss up going into the final week, but I don't know. I don't know.
So let's as of right. Well, what is this? That's week 18. How about that? San Francisco 9-7. Are they going to go to the playoffs?
They'll probably sneak in. Fuckers.
So I think as it is right now, Indianapolis, they're the 6th seed, and they would play the Bengals.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Dude.
Also, just a heads up, with Los Angeles being the 2nd seed, they play Philly.
God damn it! I'm nullifying all my bets. I'm nullifying all my bets.
No. But again, this is not. I don't know how final this is because Cincy is resting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. So I don't know what happens if they lose.
I don't think much, but here's the thing. What probably spawned this whole bet is because every year, everyone's hot on the Colts at least some point in the season, including you, because you have a boner for Jonathan Taylor, who's had a great season. The boner's well deserved. It's well worth it. Okay. I even have kind of a half chub, a quarter chub for Jonathan Taylor. Quarter, which is a lot for Jonathan Taylor, for me. However, the Colts still have Carson Wentz. They're still the Colts. So my point is that they always slip into the playoffs, and that they're like the Texans when they had Deshaun Watson. They'd slip into the playoffs, they'd play at the first slot of a Saturday game, and then they would lose. And then you're like, okay, bye-bye Colts, see you next year. I think that this is no different. The Colts will lose. Okay. They'll make the playoffs because they'll beat the Jags, but they will lose their first game. They will not make it past the first round. That's my thing.
So, with this being said, knowing kind of where they sit, what are you thinking the odds are? Because it's more than a shotgun at this point. They're gonna make. I mean, they're making the playoffs, unless that's still part of the bet. Unless that you want to include like they could still miss.
If they miss, we'll just nullify the bet.
Okay. So this is only if they make it. The bet is I think they'll win. You think they'll lose, regardless of who they're playing.
Regardless of who they're playing, the Bengals.
I don't know.
Makes me a little nervous because it's the fucking Bengals. They're not a solid rock of a team either. Okay. And congrats for winning the AFC
explosive,
North, by the way. Congrats for winning the AFC North. I still don't trust them. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we should just do a jersey bet for the Colts.
So if they lose, you get a Jonathan Taylor.
No, jersey? I want a Lamar Jackson black jersey.
You have a Lamar
white.
Jackson. You have a black.
White.
Oh, is it white?
I have a black.
Which black
Ed
jersey?
Reed. E.D. Reed. Boy. The best you've ever seen. Boy.
My favorite Ed Reed play ever is on that punt where he gets held and then he runs out of the back of the end zone and he's like, he's holding me, ref, and he just turns around and he runs as fast as he can and he just completely destroys some dude who's not looking. Oh man. Okay. So you would get a Lamar jersey. And these are not Chinese jerseys.
No, this is from the NFL shop. Now, they can be after the Super Bowl, so we both get a deal, right? I mean, I'm assuming.
I would take it.
I'm assuming it's not like I need it.
Look,
it's not like I need it right now, right? I can wait. It can wait in the off season so that by the time next season rolls around, I have my nice Lamar jersey, and you got a nice.
It'll be sad though. It'll be sad for you though if the Colts win it and then they go on to win the Super Bowl and you're like, okay, now you're after the Super Bowl, you have to try to buy a Jonathan.
They'll probably be nice marked up,
nice and pricey.
Now you know who would be having even a worse time than me would be Big Cat on part of my take because he'd have to chop off part of his pinky. That's part of his pinky team.
That's true.
So
it's a pinky team. Okay, so that's that bet. We tabled the other one. Do we want to restructure it or do you want to try to find it?
I'm going to try to find it. I'll get back to you. If I can't find it, look, if we can't find it, I don't feel comfortable moving forward with that bet.
You know, honestly, I mean, should we call it now or do you want to?
I want to actually look for it because I think it is in writing. I think it's in Messenger somewhere.
Oh, okay. If that's okay.
If
that's the case. Is it in Messenger like before? I was like, hey, you busy on New Year's? And you're like, I'm around.
It's probably going to be like that where exactly. So I think it exists in writing somewhere. If it doesn't, yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm not going back and trying to find it via audio. There's just no way.
Yeah.
So I will, if I can't find it, we'll just say goodbye and we'll just focus on the Colts.
Okay. So that's our news and notes shit. We could recap week 17 if we want to.
I don't want to recap. Let's just focus. Look, we missed last week. It was a holiday.
We did.
It's the first time ever missing a week. Let's just focus on the future, 2022. Let's just focus on this week, the last week of NFL.
It's an important week for
last
you.
Regular season. Why is it important for me? Why is it not important for you?
Because you're down 5.
That's absolutely impossible. There's no
it's
fucking.
Not. The week 16 was not good to you, and it was very good to me. Would you like to go through it? Because we can't.
I don't want to go through it. I just don't believe you.
Yeah, I know you don't believe me, but again, you're never gonna look at any of this shit. So I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, all right. How did Betsy do?
Betsy did about as well as normal. She got 7 right. Although I don't have her total because I didn't see what she did last week. I didn't check the week we didn't record. So I will have to do the math on that, and by next week I'll have all of our total numbers out and about, and then we can compare. Let's see here. But first and foremost, Thursday night game, we got Kansas City versus Denver. Kansas City are 10.5-point favorites, and I'm ahead, so I have to go first. And give me Kansas City at 10.5.
This is in Denver. I don't care.
Yes.
Give me Kansas City.
Okay. Both. Next up, we have Dallas at Philadelphia. Dallas, they're 5-point favorites. And I'm going to go with, give me Dallas.
Give me, oh man. Give me Philly. Give me Philly.
Really? Okay.
The problem is, I don't even know who's sitting and who's starting. Like, Philly,
know, right?
Philly won their division, right? But does that mean that Jalen Hurts is not playing? Like, I don't.
Did Philly win?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they won last week with the win over the Washington football team.
They got no. Dallas is still 11-5.
Oh,
yeah, no. Dallas is definitely won. I was like, you said that, and I got scared.
Then what the fuck did I see? What's Philly's record?
9-7.
But they'll make the playoffs.
They're 7th seed right now. I mean, if they lose this week, maybe
okay,
they don't. Maybe somebody else.
This is great because I know that it's a must-win game for them. Give me Philly.
Okay. Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Indy, 15.5-point favorites. This one is, I mean, Indy's also 9-7. They're the 6th seed. They don't have a ton of cushion either.
You understand that if they lose this game, they're probably out.
They could be out. I mean, there are things that it won't be in their hands anymore, but they're playing everybody. And I don't think that my problem isn't that I don't think that they'll win. I don't think they're going to win by 15.5. That's a fuck ton of points. Fuck it. Give me
good because I have the Jags. Thank God. I need at least 5 games that aren't yours.
Well, technically, you need 6 to win.
Well, we're including playoffs, so it's not over.
Are we? Well, I didn't know that. I thought we were just doing regular season. Oh, so this isn't.
Well, also, I didn't think we were going to skip a week, but now we have to include playoffs to make up for that extra lost week. Otherwise, I'm kind of boned because that's the only way. Sorry, that's the only way. I didn't make the rules.
Packers are 3.5-point favorite. Packers are 3.5-point favorites against Detroit, and I'm hammering that.
Jordan Love.
Oh, well, they might not be playing everybody, though.
Sorry, you already said the Packers. I'm taking the Lions.
Are you really? The Lions are probably
Jordan Love is terrible, dude. Jordan Love is atrocious.
I'll take the Packers still. I think that the Detroit Lions are kind of whatever.
I mean, they're bad.
We'll see what happens there.
Sure.
Okay. Tennessee, Houston. Tennessee, they are 10-point favorites. This one.
Here's the thing, real quick, with the Packers, because I remember this happening a couple years ago with the Ravens when they were the top seed in the AFC and they got the first round bye. I don't like the idea of sitting your starters for 2 weeks. Rest versus rust.
2 weeks.
2 weeks is a long time, and we got smoked by the Titans after that 2-week break. If I'm the Packers, the Packers, I'd play a half game. I'd play a half game with starters.
Well, I don't really care what they do with Aaron Rodgers because I don't really like him as a person.
Yeah, you're right. I hope he dies.
Robbie, bleep that. Tennessee, 10-point favorites. That's a huge fucking
against
spread.
Who?
The Houston Texans.
All right, well, you go. You're the winner. You're winning.
Give me Tennessee. Give me
the Texans.
Pittsburgh, Baltimore. This is also gonna be kind of a shit show. Baltimore, they're still 5-point favorites. Give me Baltimore.
Damn, I was really hoping you were gonna go Steelers. Give me Baltimore as well.
I know you were, and I knew you were gonna pick Baltimore. I kind of just gave myself a free shot there. Cincinnati, Cleveland. Cleveland, they are 6-point favorites, probably because since he's like sitting everybody. I think I'm gonna go Cleveland because I think since he's sitting everybody, Cleveland should be able to get a fair lead and they run the ball really well. Baker's out with surgery, but he's really been out all season with his injuries.
Give me Cincinnati.
All right. Oh, bam. Chicago, Minnesota. Man, so many divisional games here at the end. Minnesota, they're 5.5-point favorites.
Give me your pick first.
Yeah, that was close. Give me Minnesota.
Fuck. Give me the Bears.
What are you
I'm
okay.
literally gonna. Here's the thing, Andrew. I'm on my last rope. I have to just pick everything opposite.
Are you? You said we have the playoffs.
You're right. Give me Minnesota, please. Give me Minnesota. I really want to pick Minnesota.
But you said
I really want to pick Minnesota. I don't like the Bears. I don't think they're good, and I hope Matt Nagy gets fired. Actually, I take that back. I hate the Bears. I don't want Matt Nagy to be fired. I want them.
Yeah, you want him to be there forever.
And Ryan Pace.
Washington football team, New York Giants. Washington football team, they're 7-point favorites, and I'm going to hammer that.
Against who?
New York Giants.
Man, it is all divisional. It's all divisional this week, huh?
That's a lot of it is.
Give me the Washington football team. God damn it. Mike Glenn's bad, dude. He's bad.
Yeah, both. Carolina, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay are 8-point favorites. Give me Tampa.
Give me the Panthers. Without AB, I just don't have any faith in the Bucks.
You not?
I'm taking the Panthers up. I'm taking the Panthers.
Still.
This is real.
That's fine. San Francisco, LA Rams. The Rams are 4.5-point favorites. Give me the Rams.
Give me San Francisco.
Yep, saw that coming.
I saw that coming. Matthew Stafford and the Rams are fucking frauds, bro.
Remember when we were like freaking out because of how big the spread on the Colts game was?
No.
Buffalo, 16-point favorites against the Jets. Give me Buffalo.
Give me the Jets. They almost beat the Bucks.
Depleted Bucks. I mean,
depleted Bucks. I have the Bucks 8-point favorite over the Panthers.
Over the Panthers? Yeah, I do. Have you seen Matt Rule coach? Have you seen him breathe?
No. He spits
Not
everywhere.
Pretty. Nothing he does is pretty.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
what's with that?
The dude is
Why
a menace.
Why does he spit everywhere? I don't understand that.
Because he's a fucking idiot.
I
wanted
the Jets,
to be
though.
on
Did
the.
you put down the Jets? I think there's some sort of like weird stuff happening between my voice and you typing the answer.
We have them all recorded, dude. They are all written down. Like, I don't know how you could just not go and look at this.
WikiLeaks. We're gonna have to WikiLeaks this.
New England, Miami. New England are 6-point favorites. Give me the Patriots.
Give me Miami.
Do you remember what's at stake for this?
Yeah, the Dolphins need.
No, I'm serious.
The Dolphins need to win to make the playoffs, so they're going to be playing.
No, not for that game. For our contest.
What do you mean?
Do you not remember the wager?
Fuck! How many wagers do we have? Wait, what wager are we talking about between the
winner of this? The other one buys them a steak dinner.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's in writing on the podcast.
But when did I say such an absurd thing?
The second or third week when we talked, because we said that we're doing this contest and we're like, we're just doing it for fun, and you're like, there has to be steaks, and I was like, ooh, steak dinners. And you're like, you know what? That's fun. Let's do steak dinners.
I thought you were talking about on this specific game.
No,
so I was like,
contest,
why the fuck would I pick? Why would I care about this
why
game
do we have
so
a
much?
game? New England, Miami.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I understand the whole.
Okay.
Yes, but we still have the playoffs, including Super Bowl. If that's gonna matter, I don't know.
Sure.
You know, it'd be great if we were.
I'm fine
if
with
we
that.
were tied going into the Super Bowl.
There'll be a point maybe where that would be great. But that probably won't happen. Arizona, 7-point favorites against Seattle. Yeah, give me Arizona.
Give me Seattle.
Yeah,
give me Seattle.
Okay. New England. Or not New England. New Orleans. There you go. New Orleans versus the Falcons. Saints are 3.5-point favorites. This one's interesting. I'll take the Saints.
Damn, I would also take the Saints.
And then the Monday night game. Is that Monday night? Or do we just have it? No, is that Sunday night? I think it is Sunday night. Chargers versus the Raiders. Chargers are 3-point favorites.
Give
me Chargers.
You're gonna take the Chargers.
Chargers are 9-7. I mean, like
this is going to be for the playoffs. So whoever wins this game will make the playoffs, and whoever doesn't does not make the playoffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Chargers are 9-7 right now, and they're the 7th.
You want to know something
seed,
funny? Do you want to know something absolutely hilarious? If the Jags somehow miraculously beat the Colts this week, the Chargers and Raiders can both make the playoffs with a tie.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Like, can you imagine if they're like
exactly? What if there's an agreement before the game? It's a Sunday night, so they'll already know who won, and if the Jags win, all they have to do is tie to both get in.
But they're divisional. Can you imagine like having a handshake agreement like that, and then like them just going out and playing 2-touch and just being like, oh, let's like run up the score, but then like we'll let you guys score so it can like end in a tie, and at the end like
they just throw a Hail Mary
and win. Just Justin Herbert's like, I'm a fucking win it, and he's like. Everyone's like, no, Herbert, turn around. And he's like, I'm going for it. Oh, my fucking God. You couldn't even write that shit. Okay, Chargers -3. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Okay, good. I'm taking the Raiders.
All right, so we're both opposite on some of these.
Okay, here's what I need from you. You wrote these down, right?
Yeah, they're all written down.
Screenshot it and send it to me. Because I'm actually going to follow these picks. Okay. I'm actually going to care about these picks. So this week, when I'm watching football, I want these picks in front of my face now that fantasy's over.
Yeah. I'm going to make this smaller. So I screenshot it. Let's make that.
Did you forget the Monday night game?
There is no Monday night game.
Yes, there is.
I'm not doing this.
Andy, there is a Monday night game. What are you talking about? Why didn't you why didn't you say anything about the Monday?
Yeah, keep going. Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Andy, why didn't you say anything about the Monday night game?
Save. Hold on. I gotta make sure that you get this.
Andrew, are you telling me that for the first time,
grapefruit?
Grapefruit.
Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city,